timed. Alright. This is a quick review on this unit right here, which is a PrintinZ plate. And as you can see, I'm having a hard time getting anything off of it. I'm just using my fingernail. Alright. Little scraper. As you can see, stuff sticks. This right here is just 1/8 of an inch thick. I printed it. This is the second one I've printed on the PrintinZ plate. PrintinZ plates are very good when I make it short and sweet. They work really well. Some stuff sticks almost too well. This is going to come right off because it's very small. I've done a few things that are a little bit wider, and they have a much harder time coming off. If you are going to do very small, thin footprint items that you want to not have skirts and brims and rafts, and you're worried about this edge, kind of like I am right now. I want this edge as clean as I can. It's a great item. This is not an end-all, be-all. It has a few small issues, but I'll get into in a minute. The actual plate is actually quite thick. It's a little bit, it's actually thicker, I think, than my glass plate. It is thicker. I know it's thicker than my glass plate. It's about 4.5, 5 millimeters. Matter of fact, let's see exactly how thick it is. Zero it out. This thing's saying it's right around 5 millimeters thick. You see that? 5 millimeters. I don't have the best lighting in here. I believe this is a 2.5 or 3 millimeter glass plate. Yeah, right around 3. A little over with the blue tape. I'll be using both. I will not be stopped using my blue tape and glass. This is definitely better, like I said, for the very small footprinted item. The thing about it is just the opposite. If you have a very large footprint item, you're going to have a hard time getting it off, even with the flex. Now, this thing does flex, but what everyone's like, oh, it's so flexible. It's not like what you think it is. It's rigid. I mean, I'm barely bending it, but it does break it free. Now, there's a cool thing, black, white, same material, both sides. It's just a color, so if you're printing a black, or a white item like this or clear, the black allows you to see the first layer. If you're using a very dark item like a navy blue or blacks or dark grays, reds, whatever, the white's better because you can see it. Really, this stuff works good. It's tad expensive. It's not terrible. They do make a skin, which you could use instead of blue tape. Now here's my problem with the skins, with the build tax, with the skins, with the PEIs, all of those. If it sticks too good and you go and scrape at it, you quite often damage your face. And if it's a sheet, like blue tape, you've damaged the sheet. Now, if it's build tack or PEI or any of those, it's rather expensive. You have to tear it off. It's a major, all-day project to tear it off, blah, blah, blah. Blue tape, it's 10 minutes. Now, with this, even if it's a little tight, you can just flex it. And like I said, this is not, it's not rubbery or anything. This is a rigid piece of, I don't even know how to describe it. It doesn't feel plastic. It kind of is, but it really doesn't. It almost feels like a board, like wood, but it's not. The only way I can describe it is if you have a refrigerator magnet, the texture, the feel is very similar to the actual magnet side, the part you put up against the refrigerator, those flexible ones. It's very similar in feel and texture, and it's smooth, but it's not perfect. It's good stuff. I don't know how else to describe it. There is one downside, and it's kind of a pain. But once you get over it, it's not a bad thing. And that is, when you flex it, it doesn't 100% return to flat. So, if you're using your leveling, and you're trying to level it, you'll quite often find it's either very high on the edges because you flexed it up and very low in the middle, or the other way around. If you flexed it this way, it'll bow up. It's not that hard to fix by just pushing on it. Literally, if you heat up the bed, clip it down tight, you can get it perfect again. It is not, I'm not going to say it's easy, it's not exactly hard either. I have found, like I said, that if you heat the bed up to about 50 C first, and then, push on it a little bit, I don't know what that is, something stuck to the bottom of it, it'll level out a little easier. It isn't the easiest thing in the world to level to. Now, if you're using automatic leveling, not even slightly going to be an issue. If you're manually leveling, like I do, it's going to be a mild pain in the butt. It's really not that hard. It's pretty easy to do. It does take a couple of minutes. I've gotten it to the point where I've got my height and level and everything, where I don't even have to remove it. I only removed it for the video. I can usually just let it cool down and everything pops right off. So I'm not even using the flex part of it. Care for this stuff is simple. Before use, take a paper towel, a little rubbing alcohol, and that's all you need. Now, a lot of people take it and they soak it. You don't want to soak it. You put a little in the middle of the paper towel, and then you squeeze the paper towel and get rid of all the excess. Then wipe it over it. And that's actually still too much. I don't know if you can see that in the video. But that's actually a little too wet. I'm not going to be printing on it anyways right now, but it doesn't need to be that wet. This is true also with the blue tape when you're doing the first initial rubbing alcohol. All in all, it's a good product. I like it better than the Build Tack. It's about the same surface-wise. If I were going to get a sheet and just put it on glass, I probably wouldn't bother. I don't use ABS, especially right now, that much. I don't use it at all right now because it's winter here and I can't open the windows and ventilate properly. So I will not be printing ABS on this anytime soon. So ABS is a different story. I haven't tried it. This is all PLA. I've used Raptor PLA from Maker Geeks. This is also from Maker Geeks. It's all holds well. Again, there is a downside. This plate does not return to perfect level. And when you clamp it down, it's gonna, even after you clamp it down, it still may have a bubble in the middle. And you need to go through, and you can literally take your finger and press it down and get it back to level if the bed's heated. Again, I heat it up to about 50 C, press down on it in a few spots, move the thing around. It probably takes me 2 to 5 minutes to level my bed instead of a minute. But it's annoying. It's not terrible. And what's more annoying is having something like this printing and fail because it didn't stick to the bed or it curls. So it's a trade-off. This is not the end-all, be-all, stick everything. I do like it better than, again, using sheets. I like having their board because you can flex it off if something stuck too well. You're not destroying the face of it. There is another downside. It's very heat. It melts easily. So if you drop a hot end into it, trying to level it, not a good thing. I always level it, I use the piece of paper method. Final say is, it's good. It holds really well. Better than Build Tack, I will give it that. I've had Build Tack, I didn't really like it. I mean, Build Tack works, it holds well, but I like this better. I would never have gotten away with this with Build Tack. It wouldn't have held it. It would either curled up on a corner or broken free at some point. This holds better and still releases. Very similar to the PEI, that holds pretty well. You can actually pop most things off even while it's still warm here, unless you set the thing too low and it holds too tightly. But anyways, that's it. Ups and downs. It's not perfect, far from it. It is good. It does the job it's intended for. I'm not going to say it's perfect. It's not. I'm going to go with actually great. It's a great material. Again, it's not perfect, but it's darn close. And that's about it. Hope you like it.